Joining us now is NewsNation's Elizabeth Prann. She's outside Trump's rally in Atlanta. Elizabeth, today was a big day in Georgia with that record-setting early voting. But Trump is in left-leaning Atlanta, where he's hoping to appeal to women.
Elizabeth, you're right. So we've been around much of Cobb County. The precincts, as you mentioned, open today. And if you look at some of those numbers, well over 200,000. If you're wondering what's important to the campaigns, you can look to see where they are 21 days out. So we talk about Georgia, right? Specifically Cobb County, where we are. We anticipate him in about an hour and a half. Prior to 2000, it was solid red. Then you saw it shift sort of purple, and now, as you mentioned, it's been solid blue for some time. We're right outside the very densely urban populated area of Fulton County. If you look at some of that DDHQ polling, Elizabeth, they're really neck and neck. They're within the margin of error. So what do Georgia voters care about? Such a poignant question. It depends on who you ask and where they live. We talked to a lot of urban voters who are looking to talk about women's rights, but then you drive to some of the rural areas, and we've been out and about. We're at the rally hours ago. People were showing up, driving to get here. They want to talk about the economy. They want to talk about immigration. We spoke to some voters who were at precincts earlier today, and here's what they told us.
I'm of the age when women's rights came into focus in the early 70s, and to see us losing that, I believe in choice. Every person has a choice.
Because being so young, and especially with the recent economic crisis we've had, I really just want to make sure my vote counts.
Elizabeth, we talk about how important Georgia is. Look at the Harris campaign. The vice president has been here twice. Her husband has been here. Former President Bill Clinton was here, and we know that the former president, Donald Trump, has plans to be here a little bit later in the month. 16 electoral votes on the line. Elizabeth?
Yeah, a lot of votes, a lot of action in Georgia, the Peachtree State. All right, thank you. Joining us now is NewsNation contributor and Democratic strategist Kurt Bardella and former assistant to former President Trump, Mark Lauder. Great to have you both, gentlemen. Kurt, I'm going to start with you. Harris is clearly struggling with this gender gap, and she's clearly making an effort. She was on Howard Stern last week, Charlemagne the God, as we speak right now. There's even rumors she might go on Joe Rogan's podcast. What do you make of this? Is she desperate or is she smart?
I think she's smart. I think this is an election that we've said from the entire time it's going to be razor thin close, that any ground you can gain could be the difference. So, yeah, it's a base election. You need to get your side to turn out. That's the reason why Donald Trump's done 27 consecutive interviews with conservative-friendly media. He knows he needs his base to come out. Harris knows she needs hers to come out. And you got to meet people where they are. They are listening to Charlemagne the God. They are listening to Howard Stern. They are in different places outside the traditional political media ecosystem. So going out there, I think, is smart, and you don't leave any stone unturned in an election that's going to be this close.
All right, Mark, Trump is trying to make up for his poor numbers with women voters by speaking to an all-female audience in Georgia tonight. It's going to air tonight. I think it happened late this afternoon. There are more women than men in this country, and women vote more often. Many women this year are animated by reproductive rights, and today in Chicago, Trump was bragging that he appointed 3 Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. How does he win over women while at the same time he's celebrating the one issue that's infuriated so many?
Well, I think for a certain number of women, I think there's probably a certain percentage on both sides of this issue that are very passionate single-issue voters, whether they are pro-abortion or whether they are pro-life. They're already baked in. But for many other women, I don't think it comes down to just one issue. It will be about inflation and prices. It'll be about the border. It'll be about security. It will be about women being able to play in women's sports without men or be trusted and safe in their own private areas like bathrooms and locker rooms. So there are so many issues that I think the president can connect on. And when it comes to the issue of abortion, well, it's where it belongs, with the state lawmakers, where the women can actually have their voices heard and represented in their state capitals.
Well, clearly, though, Mark, women are polls show that the vast majority of Americans supported upholding Roe v. Wade. So this has been a really tough issue for Trump to run on, and a really tough issue for Republicans overall.
Well, I think in the larger sense, look, we've got to come to some sort of consensus, and the laboratories in state governments are where that should be done. President Trump has been very clear. He absolutely supports the exceptions of rape, incest, life of mother. He also thinks some states went too far with 6 weeks. He thinks other states like Tim Walz's Minnesota, California, where you can have abortion up to the moment of birth, that's too far the other way, that it's somewhere in the middle where we're going to have to meet. And I think through the state actions, the state lawmakers, and the voters making their preferences known, we'll find that common ground.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.